Okay, looks like we're recording.
All right. Brooke, you got the creed?
I got it right in front of me. Okay, so in the tribe, we lead others by building one another up through positivity. We are an honest community that is focused on family, fun, and an opportunity to serve others. We strive to make dreams a reality. And most of all, we empower others to be difference makers and share all the opportunities and gifts Wild Tree can offer to others.
Awesome. Thanks, Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start out with who has some exciting news to share. A lot of excitement going around. Anyone want to share? Okay, I'm going to start because I heard something last night. It actually isn't my news to share, but she said we could share it, so I'm just going to share it. Liz Lenoir, right?
Yep.
So on Sonar's call last night, she was talking about the shakes and how she's been using them for 2 weeks now, and she was open and on. She's struggled with her weight like most of us do, and she said she has lost 10 pounds over the past 2 weeks.
What?
Not changing anything else, but just drinking the shakes, replacing one meal in the morning with the shakes. So I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're not making health claims here, but it's kind of nice to hear the added bonus. I mean, the shakes are so awesome anyway, but to hear the added bonus of it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that was exciting.
That's really awesome. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Who else?
I have some exciting news. I have a couple of workshops this month, but I will be very vulnerable and honest here in saying that my February workshops maybe weren't as well attended as usual, and I had a couple of cancellations, but I have been host coaching my buns off, and I have 3 workshops that have 9 at one, 10 at another, and then 6 at another, and one of them is not even here. It's like 4 hours away from me. So I'm really excited that we're jumping back on the train and that I can host coach. So I'm really excited to have some workshops in the books, in addition to my shakes, because I know that whenever we do the shake business, it is an added income stream. And if I can kill it at my workshops as well, I'm much better live and in person than I am on social media. Mm-hmm. At least I feel like I am. It's more my element. And so I'm excited to get in front of a lot of people this month so that I can just hit that home even more.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Way to kill it, Brooke.
That host coaching can really make or break. Really, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Cool. Anyone else? Gina, Tim, who else is on? Amy? Anybody else share some good news? Be anything?
I'll share. I've just been really focused on bookings and recruiting, and just been reaching out. I know as a team, some of my team have linked arms, and we're going to do a 50-person challenge. And today's the first day of the challenge. A show of hands if you've touched your 5 people today. I have.
Oh.
So I was really excited. I reached out to people today because I got 2 people to reach back so that are interested. So, yay. Hopefully it's
awesome.
Not luck, but I was
awesome. Cool. All right, so why don't we move on to celebrations? Maria, do you want to start celebrations or?
I don't have a whole lot to share today, but I know that next call we're going to have oodles of people to celebrate. Yeah. But I want to share that Stephanie Sheard and that Jody Gallagher both launched their businesses over the course of the last week and really, really knocked it out of the park with getting bookings and sales. And Stephanie is super close to hitting her 350. And cumulatively, they've both, they're really, really close to hitting $1,000 from their fast start date or their get cooking date. or whatever we're calling it now.
Nice.
So I'm really, really proud of them. And Kelly Gomia, she launches her business tonight with a friend's party. So
Cool.
Right. And I have 3 people who hit 350 right away at the beginning of the month. So Janelle Mann, Kristen Millsark, and Jen Heisler all hit 350 by the 10th. So they get the higher level of those bonus bucks. I call them bonus bucks, business bucks, to put towards supplies and catalogs and all that kind of good stuff.
Awesome. I'll share. Gina's well on her way already. Hit 350 and is just gonna kill it this month. She's doing really well. Yay, Gina. Amy, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. I actually don't have anybody to celebrate though. So.
Okay. All right.
No problem.
Sorry. Okay, so moving on to bookings. I know there's a lot of talk on the shakes lately, and which is awesome. And we are going to still talk, like Brooke mentioned earlier, about how important it is to get in front of people and how that really is the kind of crux of our business. And anyway, we're going to focus the kind of training on this call on bookings, not just getting bookings, but why we need the bookings. So I'm going to pass it off to Maria, who is going to talk about the 4 pillars of bookings. And
I wanted to share the 5-ish pillars of success because it's been revamped from most people aren't even going to know what I'm talking about. So I'll just go ahead and share that. I just want to do a screen share real quick. Let me see if I can pull up the right thing. I thought I had it pulled up. Hold on. No, that's not right. Sorry. Technically challenged. I know what I'm doing. I just need to do it. Why isn't it? I mean, oh, share screens. Share my desktop. Okay, good. Got it. Okay, you all see that?
mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so these are the pillars of success. And if you don't know where this is in Tools in your back office. And I wanted to make sure you all saw it because this is new and been reworked since Rise. And this is really, these are the real 5 pillars that we really set our business on to make it successful. And by no means do you have to follow this guide to an absolute T. But these are the types of activities that you need working on a consistent basis to move your business forward. And we always are, we're here to help you do that. So that's why I have to bring this up. So this pillar here, the structure for a strong and thriving business. The first one is 8 tastings and freezer meal workshops per month. And that might sound like crazy, overwhelming, especially most of you work full time. You have kiddos, and that might sound like completely undoable. But it really is doable when you consider that some of these bookings can be online events. They can be Facebook parties. They can be, a sale that you run in your VIP page. They can be something that you host at your house if that's more convenient for you. It could be a bake it up tasting party. It can be an Instant Pot type event. It can be really anything you want it to be. You kind of need to pick your jam and then focus on that. So maybe some of you are really into workshops and that is what excites you and that's what brought you to Wild Tree. So then I would focus on getting bookings for workshops or holding workshops at your house. Or some of you may love the idea of tastings and your community has never heard of Wild Tree before. So tastings might be a great way to ease people into Wild Tree. So do that. But the idea is to get those events on the calendar, whether it's a sale you're running online or in person, but to have those planned out throughout the month so that you're making great commissions and great sales and having fun. Because an empty calendar and 0 sales is not particularly fun, I don't think. So we want to make sure that you're having fun and you're thriving and pulling in some income each month. So there are definitely a lot of ways to do that. But a lot of people go, okay, I understand I need to have parties on the calendar, whether they're online or in person, but how do I do that? And other than hosting yourself, you're going to need other people to host for you. And one really great suggestion I have, and I was going to have a prop for you, but I'm actually all out. But does everyone know the taco packet giveaways that came in your business builder kits? And if they didn't come in your business builder kit, you can order those with your business bucks. I have a set of those, and whenever I am maybe low on bookings or have a particularly low month, I will reach out to people and entice them with that free giveaway. I might say, hey, Sarah, I would love for you to support my business, and I really just ask for a favor. I'd love a quick favor from you. I know you are super busy, and the Wild Tree meals have really helped your family. Would you be open to supporting my business and having a workshop for me? I'm going to send you this little thing in the mail, a free taco dinner, if that's something you'd be willing to do for me. So I kind of give something to them for helping me out, because a lot of you just need to be in front of people to get your business moving and grooving again. So those can be great little incentives, and they don't really cost you anything if you're using your business bucks for them. And then I wanted to make sure I highlighted the other pillar right here, the 80 faces. Wait, no, that's not really what I wanted to highlight. Sorry. Over to the other pillar, the very last pillar with the phones on them. These 5 live connections a day. We want you to be reaching out to at least 5 people a day, or at least connecting with 5 people a day to share Wild Tree. Whether it be asking for those favors and having a party for you, whatever that party might look like for you, again, online or in person, or reaching out about the shakes, or just about Wild Tree in general and how it can be helpful to others. Some people might find value in the product line for their family, but they don't find any value in having their friends over. That might be completely overwhelming to them. Well, that's okay. Go ahead and share with them the ways they can Wild Tree on their own, because we all know you don't have to do that with a group of people. But by connecting with 5 people a day, you're bound to hit people that want to book with you, that would love to share Wild Tree with their friends and family and get free Wild Tree and earn those free Wild Tree dollars. So that's the whole reason with connecting with 5 people a day. Mm-hmm. And one of the action items that we're going to have at the end of the call is connecting with 5 people a day consistently for 2 weeks until we all meet back here again in 2 weeks on our next Motivational Monday. Your business will not flourish if you just put a post in your VIP page and say, hey, Wild Tree's awesome. Like, that's not going to, people aren't going to be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely having a party with you. So if you wait for business to come to you, I can just tell you, and I think all the people on this call can probably agree, it ain't happening. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, sure, Brooke and I have gotten the random text messages like, hey, I want to have a party. And you're like, sweet. That was so easy. Didn't have to ask at all. But that's like the blue moon that like randomly happens. If you're not constantly asking, that it isn't happening, because shockingly, Wild Tree's just not on everybody's mind all day long like it is for us. It's not even, it's the furthest thing from our mind. So we have to get it back on the brain by doing those connections and reach outs. And that can be through text, it can be through private message, or by phone call, or by carpool line, or running into somebody at the grocery store. It doesn't have to just be a phone call. That's my spiel. Anybody else can jump in.
Yeah, and I would just add to that, guys, you have to remember that not everybody is going to be a different kind of biology, whether you know those or not. It's basically just the way that people connect, and they all connect on different ways. And so for me personally, I would never, ever be like, I want a house. Can I have I want to do? Never. No. But I would put that I would host on my customer care survey if I were interested in it. But I would never follow up with you and be like, so Maria, I know that I circled a 9 on my customer care form. I was just wondering if I can have a party with you. That would never happen either. So I would say to make sure for people like me that you go back to your customer care surveys. A lot of times people at previous workshops would host if you connected with them and specifically asked them. And so it doesn't have to be anything that's pushy. But like, for example, if I have a customer care form where someone circled a 9, I would send them a text or send them an email first and just say, hey, I was going back through my customer care surveys. It's something I do often to make sure I don't miss anything. And I saw that you had some interest in hosting a workshop sometime to maybe get some more meals. And I have some availability in my calendar. Wanted to see if this still interested you. And usually that opens up a conversation to then lead to a booking. So make sure that you utilize those customer care surveys as well, because I know there's been times where my calendar is very open, and that's super helpful. And there have been times where my calendar has been really full, like in January, and I was not as diligent about checking those customer care forms in January because I was so busy. I was like, yep, can't do anything else. So this would be a really good time to go back to those January people because, we're right at the beginning of March and they're probably running out of meals. So this would be a really great time to check back in with all those January people.
Love that. Thank you for adding that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that follow-up's so important. The one thing I wanted to add is, like Marie, how you said, really keep track on who you're touching base with each day and really make it a goal to hit 5. And I know for me, everyone keeps track different ways. I've got my calendar here and, I list everyone's names. And Maria gave me great advice about, the night before or the day before, or as you're doing your calls, make your list for the next day so that when you go to sit down, you know exactly who you need to contact for what reason. And, hold yourself accountable and keeps you really organized too. And the one thing I've noticed, if I don't do that, I'm not doing it. Like full disclosure, like if I don't write it down, I'm not doing it. And I might tell myself that I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it. And so that is one piece of advice that Marie gave me that I thought, just do it. And you'll see, you might not see it the next day or 2 days or 3 days, but come a week or two, you're going to start to see the residual effects of all you're reaching out and just the consistency of it. So yeah, that's my 2 cents in there.
And 5 people a day is super, super simple. That's not very many. I mean, we strive for 10 if you're really trying to be a true business builder here, but we understand that 90% of you that are watching the playback of this are working full time and have 2 kids and you have a lot going on. So it's just quick 5 people a day. And it's not 5 new people every single day. Like Brooke said, you're going back to your customer care forms. So you've already touched these people in some way already. You're going back to people that said they were going to get back to you. And to piggyback off what Maria said, you have to take some copious notes. And a lot of you are doing this on the fly. You're doing it by phone, in private message. But if somebody's responded in some manner to your reaching out, I can't say enough how awesome it feels when I'm actually on top of it and I write it down in my planner, like what they said, like they want me to follow up in the fall. They're not interested. They want this or that. If I just can jot that note down, oh my gosh, going back to follow up with that person later makes my life so much easier. Sometimes I even write it right on the customer care form. And then when I go to reach back to them maybe a month from now, I go, oh yeah, that was our conversation. And that helps so much if you can just pause and make a quick note.
And if you're a techie person, I actually take my customer care forms and I put them into an Excel spreadsheet. And so I put my notes there. And so anytime I'm going to follow up with someone, I have their customer care form, the numbers that they put. I have any notes because I always take a file or a folder to all my workshops. And like, so this is my folder, and then inside, this person is new. But inside, I write notes about all the people that came to the workshop, and then I put them in that folder. So that way, because I'm always on my computer, and it's in an Excel spreadsheet in Google Docs, and I've got that on my phone. So no matter where I'm at, whether I'm in the car or in my office or wherever, I've always got my notes and when I reached out to them and all that kind of good stuff. So for me, if you're an electronic person, that might be a way to, help you with that.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I love that. No, and I'm a folder girl too. So every hostess gets a folder. I have the date and time of the workshop. That way all the customer care forms go in there, got that, and their order forms. And then I'm just like Brooke, all the notes right there about each person.
Mm-hmm.
So I write down like what workshop they got, how I'm, following up with them, or if they came to the workshop or if they were absentee, all that stuff, so I can best follow up with them. And then usually once I'm making the contacts with them, I'll write the notes right on here. But like Brooke said, you could also do that electronically if that's your jam and how you stay organized. So, Yep, systems are important. But I think the point we want to make sure we hammer home is just connecting with 5 people a day about WildTree, so you can try and fill your calendar, whatever a full calendar looks like for you. If your goal is 1 party a month, that 1 party will not fall in your lap. You have to go out there and get that. If it's 2 parties a month, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, you have to reach out for that, because WildTree is just not on anyone's brain. And I think that Facebook is a great way to advertise for your WildTree business, but it's very passive. So if you're asking for bookings there, that's just a very passive approach, and you might get a hit every once in a while, which is great, which is why we do it. But that can't be your only form of filling your calendar.
Yeah.
Amy or Gina or Tim, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I really don't, other than you just got to do it. That's it. Bottom line. You can do all the lists, you can do all the plans, you can do all the systems, but if you don't take action, it ain't happening.
Right. That is so, so true.
And Maria, I like what you've both said to me, that it's more about, I don't know if I'm using exactly your words, but basically it's more about the process and the action you've taken versus the results that you're getting. So you need to be very mindful of, okay, so I've asked 20 people. 20 people aren't necessarily going to jump at the opportunity, but at least you made those 20 connections. And so, just really focus on that as well. So kind of helps me to keep going.
For sure. Yeah, if you sit here and go, gosh, I don't have a full calendar. I wish I had a full calendar. I just want a full calendar. I wish I had a booking. I want a booking. I wish I had a booking. That would be so nice if you could wish for that to happen. But it's more about the activity and those connections that you're making. Maybe you'll sell a shake. Maybe you'll sell a workshop kit. Maybe that person will be interested in hearing more about what you do. So maybe you won't get a booking, but something might come from that, and it might not be instantaneous results, which is what Gina was saying. Maybe you've reached out to 20 people about helping you launch your business or fill your calendar or whatever you're asking them or connecting with them about, and it's just planting seeds. Maybe in this July, they might reach back and go, oh my gosh, we would love to do one of those now. My girlfriends and I were talking at book club, and that sounds awesome. And they knew Gina was the person to go to because Gina had already reached out to them.
Yeah, I can think of it a lot like working out. If I work out one day, I'm not going to see my abs the next day.
Darn it.
It's a lot like that. I mean, you know, I maybe the next day I'll have a lot more energy because I worked out. You know, maybe a week down the road, my pants are going to fit a little bit nicer. Maybe 3 months down the road, I'm going to look like a beast. Who knows? But those are the kinds of things, like, think of it as like working out. You are not going to see the effects right away, but you are going to get little wins along the way. Like Maria said, it might be a shake. I have a girl who I called the other day and she was like, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to ask you this question. I'm almost out of freezer meals and I don't really want to host. When are you hosting next? I have a couple of friends who want to come. And I'm like, oh, well, if you want to give me all the host credit, I'm totally fine with that. And I said it to her and she's like, yeah, I just don't want to host a party, but I really want to come to your house. And I think I've got 2 friends that'll come. I'm like, okay, well, I'll let you know whenever I decide to host again. So just because you don't see those immediate results doesn't mean that you're not making things happen.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And so we're really only asking you to do this 5 days a week, 5 connections a day. And we understand that some of you may work better chunking it all into one day. That's 25 connections. If you're better at reaching out 25 all in one day, like on a Saturday afternoon, because that's when you have time, then go for it. It doesn't have to be all at once. I personally like chunking it up. It's easier for my brain to go, I'm going to call these 5 people, these 5 people, these 5 people. But if you're wanting to knock those out all at once, and again, it's not always 5 new people every single day. It's always, you're always following back up with people who don't return your message or call. And I think I told this to a girl today on the phone, which she loved the advice. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again, is anytime you're reaching out to somebody, always leave it, whether it's a voicemail or a text or a private message, always end the message with when you're reaching back out. Because you're going to find, oh my gosh, you're going to work so much more efficiently and you're going to play so many less mind games with yourself if you put the ball back in your court and never leave the ball in their court. Unless they tell you they want it in their court, then you leave it in their court. But if they, at the end of every message or phone call or text, I always say, I will look forward to hearing from you. I will try you again on Wednesday if I don't hear back. Then I have to put that in my calendar, and that's one person I'm going to be following up with on Wednesday. So I've knocked that down already. And it's not super weird or spammy for me to reach back out to them because I told them I was going to. That also usually moves people along, and they're like, oh, crap, Maria's going to reach back out to me on Wednesday. I better get back to her. So it also will just get that person to act a little bit more quickly and respond if they know you're going to follow back up with them on a certain day. Or some will just be like, oh, good, I ain't got time for this. I don't have room to hear about this today. I'll just let this girl follow back up with me on Wednesday. That day actually sounds better to me. I'll just hold off till then. So it's not, it holds you accountable. It rips the Band-Aid off. It keeps the ball in your court. It makes things feel so much better mentally, and you're going to just move that ball along a lot more quickly if you always remember to end the conversation that way.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great. All right. Anyone else have anything to add to that discussion? I think we covered it. Sorry, I didn't mean to close it off like that, but yeah, I think our next steps, we just need to do it at this point, right?
Yeah. So what I'd like for everybody to do for the challenge is print out this business structure for a strong and thriving business, and then see these little 5 connections 5 days a week. You're just going to fill those in. So it looks like each circle is a 5. So we would just have, you would have 25 for the week. You would just print out 2 of these. And once you've got those all circled in, bring those back for next call. And for if you're on my team, I'll just pop a little something in the mail if you filled out your tracker, this little tracker, just for your call. So we're really only focusing on this. And then just magically, because you're doing this, you're going to end up filling in these houses. That will just happen. And some of these other pillars will also get filled in, but those are conversations for another time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the one pillar we're just going to focus on for now, so that you do get those bookings that you desire, whether that's 1 party or 8,
Mm-hmm.
depending on where you fit. Does that sound good?
Cool.
Okay. Awesome. Yay. I can't believe we ended with 6 minutes to spare.
Efficiency.
Love it. Thank you guys for being on and for helping out.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Rock.
Good to see you guys. Bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I gotta be techie.
Do you need help? Are you good?
No, I think I got it. I just need to get back onto my screen. I'll figure it out.
Oh, press stop share
Yeah.
at the
Oh, there
other
we go.
side.
Thank you.